Hi, my name is Gabriel and here's your 30-minute yoga video for total body relaxation. Aiming it to be about 30 minutes, we'll try to get everything from the neck, the shoulders, spine, back, front, even our legs, just to make sure we get a nice, gentle release throughout the body and also get some good blood flowing. So let's just get started in a seated position, legs crossed, or you can sit on your heels, knees forward, and just bring your hands together and just take a few deep breaths. In through the nose and out through the nose. Just take a few moments to center here. Let go of what was happening beforehand and come to full focus and intent in this moment. Feel your breath moving in and out. Feel your body expand. For every exhale, feel yourself relaxing just a little bit more. Now, either sitting on your heels or sitting cross-legged. Inhale, press your palms together, lift the hands up. Maybe give a small back bend. And exhale, bring your hands back down to your chest or your abdomen. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Every inhale, find a small back bend. With every exhale, find the shoulders softening down the back. Do this a few times at your own pace. As you do this, try to keep your spine and your core strong. That'll maximize the lengthening and minimize the compression that comes from leaning forward and sitting down at the desk all day. Couple more times. And now let's do a few side bends. So inhale, arms lift up. And exhale, bring your right hand down. Let your left arm stretch over. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bend to the side. Just repeat that a few times. Being mindful of the side stretch and of keeping your core and your back engaged. Just because we're doing a release tension flow does not mean we want to totally release in the body. Many yoga poses, especially ones designed to circulate blood flow and relax, actually are quite active. Not in the sweaty P90X kind of way, but we're still very mindful of our body and our movements. Stop there. And let's make our way into a tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under wrists. So let's do a move to work into the back. So first come to child's pose. Hips back, hands forward. As you inhale, you're going to lengthen the spine forward and have a nice arch in the spine. And as you exhale, you're gonna have a curve in the spine, lower back, and come into child's pose again. So let's just do that. Inhale forward, exhale, round back. Again, be mindful of the movement of your body. Allow yourself to notice that release in the back and in the abdomen. You're welcome, by the way, to hold these poses for longer or for shorter. You can just stay in like the upward facing dog movement like this, or you can just chill out in child's pose. Now, make your way back into tabletop. Let's do some hip circles. The hips are where we store a lot of stress, and those especially need releasing. So just with your breath, slowly move your hips clockwise. Really explore the breath here. The breath is such an underestimated and underused tool. Focus on the breath can bring not only relaxation, but focus and clarity. Really feel those hips just slowly releasing. And now let's go in the opposite direction. Counterclockwise if you're following my cues. Now let's come back to tabletop and let's do some cat cows. So as you inhale, let the belly drop. Curve the spine, look up. And exhale, push through the hands, make a C curve in the spine for cat pose. So inhale, curve forward. Exhale, round the back. Do this a few times. I usually like to do this where I give a couple cues for the first couple repetitions and then hopefully stay silent for the rest of the repetitions, so that way you can really focus on your body and really just allow yourself to enjoy it. Let's come to gentle stop, and let's make our way into downward facing dog. So walk your hands a few inches forward, inhale, lift forward, look forward, and exhale, straighten the knees, and push back with your palms. So a downward facing dog, it's much more important to keep your spine straight than it is to keep your legs straight. Although this is a good stretch for the back of your legs. To get more of a spine straightening, bend your knees ever so slightly. If you want more of a leg stretch, keep your legs straight. And just hold here for a couple of breaths. Hands, feet, arms, and legs are all engaged. Now let's walk the dog a little bit. Just take a few steps, bend one knee, and straighten the other. Your own pace, your own breath. Let's do 10 more. Now inhale, look forward, and exhale, bend your knees as you slowly walk to the top into a forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Then inhale, roll up the spine. And just do a couple of shoulder rolls. And now let's come into triangle pose. So bring your feet about 2 to 3 feet apart. This is where a block will be super helpful. Left foot faces towards the camera or towards a wall, and right foot faces the short edge of your mat. You put your block on the inside of the right foot for some support. So get your legs straight and the feet situated. As you inhale, lift the arms up. And as you exhale, slowly bend over your right side body and either reach for your calf or your ankle, even the toes, or on the block. So the goal here is not only to get a nice leg stretch, but to open through the front body. So with every inhale, imagine yourself opening up like the petals of a flower. And as you exhale, focus on that stretch in the right leg. Hold here for a few breaths. Now inhale, slowly lift your way back up, and let's move to the other side. So inhale, arms lengthen forward and to the side, and exhale, hand reaches for the floor, leg, or the handy dandy yoga block. Same as before, I'm gonna try to open up and really relax into that stretch. Hold here for, let's say, 5 breaths. Now let's inhale, lift back up. And exhale, step the feet together. Let's see what I will do next. Let's come back into a forward fold, but this time, let's do an eagle pose, half eagle pose. Bring your left arm underneath your right arm and get the hands of clasp together. If not, you can bring the hands to the fist, or you can make the hands like fists. So inhale, lift forward, and exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees as much as possible, or as needed, as much as needed. And just feel your lower back and your shoulders release. Imagine that there's a little weight in your hands, and the gravity of that weight is slowly pulling you. In yoga, we want to think more of releasing and surrendering than we want to do forcing ourselves into it. Forcing doesn't really jive with most yoga poses. Now let's switch the clasping of our arms. So let's release the arms, bring the right arm underneath, and get the hands again to clasp or fists if necessary. Just take some deep breaths here. Now release your hands and inhale. Roll your way up to a standing position. Let's come back into a hands and knees position. And now let's work into some stretches for the legs. I think we got the shoulders, got some of the spine. Now let's work into our legs and our hips. So bring your right foot forward and bring your right knee back. Kind of for a crescent lunge. So with the legs in the proper position, inhale, lift your hands up, and exhale, bring your shoulders into what I like to call a cactus arm. So as you exhale, bring your elbows down, shoulders back. As you inhale, try to push your elbows back and keep your spine long and tall. Really feel that hip flexor stretch. You also have the option of interlacing your fingers and pressing down your front leg if you want to get more stretch in the back hip flexor. Let's hold here for a little bit. Now you can either stay here, or you have the option of taking it just a little bit deeper by coming into the lizard pose with your hands on the ground. Or if you're really flexible, you can bring your elbows to the ground. I'm going to stay here in lizard pose. If you do lizard pose, make sure you walk your left leg out to the side a bit so you have room in the pose. Oh yeah, that feels really good. That is a good stretch. Again, let's just enjoy the stretch here. Now if you came down the lizard pose, let's come back up into the crescent lunge. And now bring your back knee forward a little bit. Let's come into the half splits. So walk your left heel forward just a little bit and straighten out your right leg, like so. Inhale, lift the arms up, and exhale, fold over that front leg. If you need to, you can bend that front knee just ever so slightly, or you can bring your hands to a block to support your upper body a little bit more. Just really feel that stretch. We're not only stretching the hamstrings, but we're also stretching the groin area as well. One more breath. Now let's come into a half pigeon pose. So right knee still down, but now your left knee comes to your left wrist. Maybe your left hip sits on the ground. Inhale, lift up tall. And exhale. Bend forward and just let yourself release into the pose. You want to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Now let's make our way back up. And let's come into a tabletop. Feel how that left hip is stretched. And now let's repeat that sequence on the second side. So this time, right foot forward. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, bring your arms into that cactus position. Or, fun option, you can come into the mudra with your hands clasped behind your back. So you're kind of like helping open up into the chest. And you just let yourself proudly open up to the sky, to the divinity within. But choose the option that works best for you. Really dig into that back hip flexor. Inhale, lift your hands up. Now, you can either stay where you were before, or again, let's do that lizard pose. Walk your right foot out a little bit, and either take your hands or your elbows to the ground, and just feel that nice stretch through the hip flexors. Take a few breaths here. Like I said, I'm going to try to keep this class about 30 minutes. That's a good length of time. Besides, you can go back through this video and watch it as many times as you would like. You can even pause it and hold it for longer if you feel so inclined. Now let's come out of that pigeon pose, come back up to crescent lunge. And now let's straighten the front leg, heel down, toes up, and come forward into that half splits again. Inhale, lift the body up, and exhale, fold over that front leg. If you're feeling really ambitious, if you really want more of a stretch, especially the foot, stretch the foot forward, toes pointed forward. Maybe they touch the ground. Hold here for a few breaths. Keep in mind that this is your practice. You can take any or all of these poses and use them as often or as little as you like. It's all for you. Do it works for you. Now, release the half split and let's come into our pigeon pose on the second side. So now our right knee comes to our right wrist. Maybe the right hip sits on the ground. Notice I said maybe. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, walk forward. Really just take time to enjoy that stretch. It feels nice, doesn't it? Uncomfortably comfortable, or maybe comfortably uncomfortable. Maybe both. Slowly work your way back up. Now let's come into a seated position. let's see. Let's bring we just have time for a couple more moves left. So let's come into a seated forward fold. So bring your legs out straight, arms by your side. Try to lift your spine up. Want to undo the office. This is the office. This is yoga. Office, yoga. Office, yoga. As you inhale with the yoga, not the office, lift the hands up, and as you exhale, sweep the hands forward. Either reach for the calves, the ankles, or the toes. Again, just find what works for you. And let's just hold here for, let's say, 10 seconds. Mindful of the stretch, mindful of our bodies. Now, let's bring your knees into the chest, and let's just do a few rock and rolls up and down the spine. Keep the spine curved like a wheel, and just really massage the entire body. Well, the spine at least. It's a very good move to do, just to release tension and overall just feel a lot better. A couple more times. We'll do one more final pose, and we'll move into a Shavasana. So let's come into butterfly, one of my favorite hip stretchers, also really good groin stretch. So bring your feet together. You can bring your feet as close as you want, or you can bring them farther apart if you're if that's where you're at today. I'm going to bring them a little bit closer. So clasp the hands on the feet. As you inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, use your biceps and pull your chest towards your feet. Use gravity and your elbows to really push down on the legs and really feel that nice opening up through the groin. This pose needs no description. I feel it, you feel it. It's a really great stretch. Now let's come up. Let's come onto our backs. Let's just do a little bit of core work really quick. So shoulders lift up off the ground, legs come out straight. Just hold for 5 breaths. Do this, I always do this pose before Shavasana. That way I know I've earned it. Then slowly release. Just lie down and just take a few minutes to relax into Shavasana. This is a good point to pause the video if you want to stay here for longer. When you're done, come up to a seated position. bring your hands right in front of your chest. Thank you for joining me in this beautiful yoga practice today, this beautiful morning in Wisconsin or wherever you are in the world. The light and divine in me honors that same light and divine in you. Namaste.